You're lying in bed, it's 2:14 a.m. You just checked the clock. Again, your bladder is calling. Again. You try to ignore it. Maybe if you shift a little, maybe if you close your eyes tight enough, it'll go away. But deep down, you know how this ends. Your feet hit the cold floor. You steady yourself. And for the fourth time tonight, you shuffle toward the bathroom in the dark, one hand on the wall, praying you don't trip. And you ask yourself the same question you've asked for months now. Why can't I just sleep through the night like I used to? Maybe you've brushed it off, told yourself, it's just old age. Or maybe you've tried cutting off water early, used bathroom before bed, even skipped that evening cup of tea you love so much. But nothing's working. And now you're tired. Not just tired from the night, but from the months, maybe even years of broken sleep, foggy mornings, and that quiet worry that something's not right. Because here's the truth. Waking up once a night is normal. But 2, 3, 5 times? That's not just aging. That's your body trying to tell you something. And it's time we started listening. Because sleep isn't just about feeling rested. It's how your body repairs, protects your memory, supports your immune system, and keeps your heart steady. Without deep sleep, things start falling apart. And nighttime urination, or nocturia, is one of the first signs something's going wrong inside. But here's the good news. There's a simple habit, a small, natural trick that could change everything. It's a spice you've probably walked past 100 times in the grocery store. Chew it for just 60 seconds a night, and according to emerging research, it might drastically reduce those exhausting nightly trips to the bathroom. No pills, no complicated regimens, just something from nature, easy, safe, and already trusted by many cultures around the world. So don't go anywhere, because by the end of this video you'll learn why your body wakes you up at night, what's really going on with your bladder, and how one small seed might give you your sleep and your strength back. And hey, if you're watching this for a loved one, or if you've been quietly struggling with this yourself, comment below, tired of waking up. Let's start a conversation. You're not alone, not anymore. And if you want more natural solutions like this, real answers without all the scary medical jargon, subscribe to Elderly Spring. Because getting older shouldn't mean suffering in silence. Let's figure this out and together. Now let's break it all down. Let's talk about why this is happening and what you can do starting tonight. Point 1. What causes nighttime urination in seniors? 1:30, 6:30. Take Harold, for example. Harold's 72, lives alone, still drives himself to church every Sunday, but lately he's been waking up 5 times a night just to pee. At first he laughed it off. Guess the old plumbing's acting up, he'd joke. But one night around 3 a.m., he got up too fast, felt dizzy, and fell. Broke 2 ribs. Scared the life out of his daughter, who found him hours later. That's when he realized this wasn't just an annoyance, it was dangerous. And Harold's not alone. See, as we age, our bladders lose elasticity. They can't hold as much as they used to. But it's not just about the bladder. Our kidneys also start producing more urine at night, thanks to changes in hormone levels and something called circadian rhythm, your body's natural clock. So even if you stop drinking water after 8 p.m., your body might still be pushing out more fluid at night than it should. Now here's the mistake many of us make. We think, well, I just need to drink less water. But often it's not about water at all. It's about something deeper, something more silent. Inflammation. That's right. Harold's body wasn't just aging, it was inflamed. And that inflammation was irritating his bladder and messing with his entire urinary system. So what's the first thing you can do? Start a bladder journal. Keep a small notebook by your bed. Jot down when you pee, what you drank that day, what you ate. After a week, you'll start seeing patterns. You might be surprised how your diet, sleep, and stress are all connected to that 3 a.m. bathroom trip. And Harold? Once he understood his triggers, he started making small changes. Fewer accidents, more rest. But his biggest breakthrough came when he looked at his meals. That's where the real solution started. Point 2. The hidden role of inflammation, 6:30, 11:30. Let me tell you about Dorothy. She's 68, a retired librarian with a love for crossword puzzles and chamomile tea. But lately, Dorothy had been feeling off. Puffy fingers, achy knees, and of course, those frequent bathroom visits in the middle of the night. She thought maybe she was just sensitive to cold weather. But her doctor noticed something else. Low-grade inflammation. Not the kind that screams and shouts, but the quiet kind. The type that lingers in your joints, your eyes, and yes, even your bladder. See, when your body is inflamed, it sends out these little messengers called cytokines. They're like alarm bells that tell your immune system something's wrong. But those cytokines don't just stay in one place. They travel, and they often irritate the lining of your bladder, making you feel like you have to go, even when you don't. Dorothy's mistake? She thought inflammation only meant joint pain, but it was showing up everywhere. And the worst part? Her diet was fueling the fire. Too much sugar, too much salt, too many processed foods that she thought were light or healthy. So what helped Dorothy? She started swapping in anti-inflammatory foods like turmeric, leafy greens, ginger, and eventually, the spice we're going to talk about next. Within a few weeks, her joints felt better, her sleep got deeper, and her bathroom trips cut in half. Sometimes it's not about the bladder, it's about the battle inside your body that no one sees. And that battle? It can be won with what's on your plate. And speaking of what's on your plate, let's talk about something small, fragrant, and powerful. Point 3. The spice that can help. 11:30, 16:30. In a small village in Nigeria, it's tradition for the elders, especially the women, to chew a specific spice after dinner. Not for flavor, not for fun, but for health. And guess what? These women rarely complain about nighttime urination. In fact, most of them sleep through the night, peacefully, soundly. The spice? It's not garlic, it's not cinnamon, it's not even peppermint, it's cardamom. Yes, those little green pods you've probably seen in the spice aisle and walked right past. But cardamom isn't just tasty, it's medicinal. Studies have shown it helps tone the bladder muscles, reduce inflammation, and act as a gentle diuretic. Not the kind that makes you pee more, but the kind that helps your body balance fluids naturally. A lot of folks hear diuretic and panic. They think, won't that make me pee even more? But cardamom works differently. It regulates fluid. It supports kidney function. It helps your body know when to hold and when to let go. Here's what you can try. After dinner, about an hour before bed, chew 1 or 2 cardamom pods slowly. Let the oils coat your mouth. Chew for 60 seconds. You can spit out the husk if it's too strong, but keep the oils working. That tiny habit, it might change your night. But let's not stop there, because even cardamom won't help much if your drinking habits are working against you. Point 4. Nighttime drinking habits to fix. 16:30, 21:30. Now let's talk about Frank. Frank swore by his herbal tea. Every night without fail, he'd brew a cup of chamomile, sip it slowly, and head to bed. He figured it helped him sleep, but he still woke up at 1, 3, and 5 a.m. every single night. Turns out, herbal teas can act as diuretics too, even the calming ones. Chamomile, hibiscus, dandelion. They might be relaxing, but they also stimulate your kidneys. And that peaceful tea? It was filling his bladder. And here's the bigger issue. Most people are told to stay hydrated. And yes, that's important. But nobody tells you when to hydrate. If you're drinking the bulk of your water after 6 p.m., your body has no choice but to process that while you sleep. So here's the new habit. Drink most of your water during the day, before 6 p.m. After dinner, sip lightly. And before bed, Try double voiding. That means going to the bathroom twice, 5 minutes apart, to fully empty your bladder. Frank made these changes and combined them with cardamom. Within 2 weeks, he had his first full night of sleep in years. But there's one more thing we need to talk about. Something almost no one suspects. Point 5. The silent link between sleep apnea and night urination, 21:30-27 OR. Meet Eleanor. She wasn't drinking too much. She wasn't eating junk. And still, she was waking up 3 or 4 times a night. But here's the twist. Her bladder wasn't the problem. Her breathing was. Eleanor had sleep apnea and didn't even know it. No snoring, no gasping. Just tired all the time and always needing to pee at night. Turns out when your breathing gets interrupted during sleep, your body goes into stress mode. That stress throws off a hormone called ADH, which normally tells your kidneys to slow down urine production while you sleep. But in Eleanor's case, her kidneys never got the memo. They kept working just like it was daytime. So her bladder filled up, her body woke her up, and the cycle continued. Now here's the important part. Nocturia, waking up to pee, is sometimes the only symptom of sleep apnea in older adults. So if you're waking up a lot, and you feel exhausted during the day, don't just blame your bladder. Talk to your doctor. Ask about sleep apnea. A simple test could give you back your nights and your health. Because these late-night trips to the bathroom, they're not just inconvenient. They're a signal, a whisper from your body that something needs your attention. And that brings us to something deeper than science or symptoms, something far more personal. Let's pause for a moment. Let's forget all the science, the advice, the terms, and let's just be real. This isn't just about peeing in the middle of the night. It's not just about broken sleep or how many times you walk to the bathroom. It's about how it makes you feel. Maybe you felt embarrassed or ashamed to tell anyone. Maybe you keep it to yourself, even when it's messing with your day, your energy, your peace. Maybe you're the one caring for someone who's going through this. And every time you hear them get up in the middle of the night, you hold your breath, wondering if they'll make it back safely, wondering if you'll hear a fall, wondering if this is the night something serious happens. It's hard. It's so hard to feel like your body, this body you've lived in for decades, is now waking you up, pulling you out of bed, stealing your rest. And harder still to see someone you love, losing dignity, one late-night shuffle at a time. But here's the truth. You are not broken. This is not just how aging works. These are signs, clues. Your body's quiet way of saying, hey, I need something. And now, you know how to listen. Because what you've learned today, this isn't just information, it's empowerment. You now understand what's happening inside you or someone you care about. You know about inflammation. You know about hormone changes, bladder elasticity, sleep apnea, and how one tiny pod of cardamom might make a difference. These aren't random problems. They're solvable signals. So here's what I want you to do tonight. Just a few simple things. Chew 1 or 2 cardamom pods slowly. Let the flavor linger. Let the oils do their quiet work. Start a bladder journal. You don't need to be a doctor. Just write down what you notice. Over time, it'll guide you. Drink your water earlier in the day. Try double voiding before bed. And above all, listen to your body. It's been speaking to you for a while now. Tonight, listen with fresh ears. And if this hit close to home, if this spoke to something you've been quietly carrying, I want you to know something. You are not alone. You are part of a community here, right here at Elderly Spring, that believes aging isn't something to be feared or pitied. It's a season of strength, of deeper wisdom, of clarity and care. You deserve restful nights. You deserve peace. You deserve to wake up in the morning not because your bladder forced you to, but because your body is finally at ease. So breathe. You've already taken the first step by being here. Let's take the next one. Together. So let's take a deep breath. and just reflect on what we've covered today. Because it wasn't just a bunch of facts. It was truth. It was understanding. And maybe, for the first time, it was relief. Here's what we learned. First, aging affects bladder elasticity. That means your bladder can't hold as much as it used to. It signals you earlier and more often, even when it's not completely full. Second, inflammation plays a bigger role than most people realize. It's not just about achy knees or sore joints. It silently affects the bladder, the kidneys, and your ability to sleep peacefully. Third, cardamom may be the natural support your body's been asking for. 1 or 2 pods chewed slowly after dinner might gently calm your system and help reduce those frustrating nighttime trips. Fourth, your drinking habits matter more than you think. Staying hydrated is crucial, but when you hydrate, can make all the difference. Drinking earlier in the day and easing off after dinner can help your body rest without interruption. And finally, this one's important. It might not be your bladder at all. Sleep apnea, especially in older adults, often hides behind the mask of nocturia. If you're waking up frequently and also feel exhausted during the day, it's worth asking your doctor about it. A simple screening could bring huge clarity. Now let me ask you something personal. Have you, or someone you care about, ever tried chewing cardamom before bed? Have you noticed anything changing in your nightly routine? Maybe you've been journaling your bathroom trips? Maybe you've tried adjusting your evening habits. Or maybe you're just starting out, wondering if there's finally something simple that could make a difference. Whatever your experience, I want to invite you to share it. Comment below with what's worked for you, what you're struggling with, or even what you're just beginning to try. You never know who your words might help. Someone might read your story and feel a little less alone. Here at Elderly Spring, we read every single comment. We're building a space where aging isn't something we hide from, but something we walk through together with dignity, with compassion, and with curiosity. And if you found this video helpful, if it gave you a new way of thinking, a new step to try, consider subscribing. No pressure, no pop-ups, just simple, honest videos with real solutions. That's our promise to you. Because our mission at Elderly Spring is to help you age with confidence, clarity, and most of all, grace. And I want to leave you with this. Yes, the body changes. Yes, sleep gets more precious with time. Yes, there will be challenges, but aging is not the end. It's the beginning of something wiser, something calmer, something deeply beautiful, if we care for ourselves and each other the right way. So tonight, chew your cardamom, breathe deeply, track your habits gently, without judgment, and remember, you're not behind, you're not broken, you're just learning what your body has been whispering all along. Thank you for watching. Stay rested, stay hopeful, stay healthy, and I'll see you right here on the next video from Elderly Spring. Take care.